Welcome back to the Chromperfect Beginner Training Series. We are now moving on to Chapter 3 of Section 3, where we are learning how to work with chromatographic data inside the Analyze program. In the previous chapter, we introduced the Analyze environment and learned how chromatogram files are opened and displayed. We also discussed how Chromperfect manages raw data and bound files, and how multiple chromatograms can be loaded for analysis. In this chapter, we will move deeper into the chromatogram display itself and explore the tools used to navigate and examine chromatographic plots. Understanding how to move around a chromatogram efficiently is an important skill when reviewing data, verifying integrations, and comparing multiple runs. Let's first focus on analyzing a single chromatogram. When a chromatogram is displayed in the Analyze program, it appears as a plot with retention time along the horizontal axis and detector response along the vertical axis. The plot represents the detector signal that was recorded during the acquisition of the sample. The first set of tools we will explore are the basic plot navigation controls. Zooming allows you to focus on a smaller region of the chromatogram. This is useful when examining closely spaced peaks or when reviewing the integration of a particular region. Zooming can be performed using the plot tools in the Analyze window. By selecting a region of the chromatogram, you can expand that section of the display so that the details of the peaks become easier to inspect. New users may find the zooming feature a little confusing at first, as it may differ from other systems you have used in the past. But rest assured, it will take minutes to become accustomed to the Chromperfect method, and it is very effective. To change the scale, or zoom level, press and hold the left mouse button and draw a box around the area of the chromatogram that you wish to expand. Notice the window doesn't instantly snap to the expansion. If you want to redraw the expansion box, simply left-click anywhere in the plot window to clear the previous selection and repeat the process. When you are happy with your selection, place the mouse cursor within the expansion box and right-click to confirm. When you have confirmed the selection, the plot will change to your chosen expansion. Next, let's take a quick look at the toolbar on the top of the window. These buttons allow you to make quick adjustments to the plot, like moving and expanding or contracting the scale. Another way to change the scaling is by selecting the plot menu and selecting Scale. The dialog that appears allows you to make manual or automated scaling changes and apply these changes to just the selected chromatogram or all chromatograms which are currently displayed. Top tip: to save time, you can access the plot menu by right-clicking anywhere within the plot, which is a great time saver. Scaling controls allow the display to adjust the vertical or horizontal axes so that the chromatogram fills the plot window more effectively. Scaling does not change the underlying data. It simply adjusts the visual presentation so that the peaks and baseline can be examined more clearly. Another important concept is the ability to return to the full chromatogram view. After zooming into a region, you can restore the original scale so that the entire chromatogram becomes visible again. This allows you to move between detailed inspection and overall review as needed. Of course, you can return to the original view using the tools we have already discussed. However, as you become more proficient with Chromperfect, you may want to memorize some shortcut keys which can speed up your workflow. Clicking the backspace key will step through the various levels of expansion you have initiated, or pressing the O button will automatically return to the original scaling settings that are detailed within the method file. The left and right arrows allow you to change the time axis, while the up and down arrow keys will expand or contract the response axis. Chromperfect also provides the Expansion Map tool, which is activated from the Compare menu. This is a floating window which sits on top of the display. The expansion map can be moved and expanded like any other window. When it is first opened, it will show the current scale. However, you can zoom directly on the expansion map to change the scale of the active chromatogram while maintaining the full scale view within the map itself. When you change the scale within the expansion map, you will see a new box appear showing the new scale. You can grab this selected area with the left mouse button and move it. When you release the mouse, the scale on the chromatogram will change. Alternatively, changing the scale on the plot will be reflected within the map. This makes it easy to switch between the two and quickly review long or complex runs without having to constantly zoom in and out of the plot. In addition to simple expansion views, Chromperfect includes more advanced tools for working with multiple chromatograms and synchronized plot navigation. One of these tools is synchronized expansion. This feature can be turned on or off from the Compare menu item. When multiple chromatograms are displayed in the Analyze window, synchronized expansion allows a selected region of one chromatogram to be expanded simultaneously across all displayed plots. This makes it possible to compare the same retention time region across several runs. This capability is especially useful during method development, troubleshooting, or calibration verification, where small differences between chromatograms may be significant. By expanding the same region across multiple chromatograms, you can visually compare peak shapes, retention times, and detector responses with much greater clarity. The expansion map we discussed earlier also works very effectively with multiple chromatograms and works in the same way we saw earlier when working with a single plot. Together, these tools make it possible to navigate even very complex chromatograms efficiently while maintaining full context of the underlying data. Understanding how to zoom, scale, expand, and synchronize chromatogram views is essential when reviewing analytical results. These tools allow the analyst to focus on important details without altering the raw acquisition data. Finally, let's look at another very powerful tool in your Chromperfect arsenal: the overlaid chromatogram plot. We have already looked at how zooming to a specific area can be useful to examine small differences between chromatograms. However, it is sometimes important to review these changes on the same plot. This is Overlaid View and is accessed from the Compare menu item. With multiple chromatograms open, changing to an overlaid view can provide even greater visual confirmation. The overlaid view can be displayed either with each run directly overlaid, or it can be staggered in both the X and Y axis to add a visual separation between each run. Note that if you zoom on the overlaid plot, it is important to have synchronized expansion selected so the identical scale is applied to all chromatograms. If synchronized expansion is not selected, then only the active chromatogram will be affected. It is simple to switch between tiled and overlaid mode using the Compare menu while maintaining the current expansion. Congratulations! You have now completed Chapter 3 of Section 3 of the Chromperfect Beginner Training Series. In the next chapter, we will explore how Chromperfect controls the visual presentation of chromatograms, including peak labels, axis units, grid lines, annotations, and other display options that allow the chromatogram to be customized for clearer interpretation and presentation. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you are updated when we upload new videos. For more information or to reach out to our team, please visit www.chromeperfect.com.